Top 10 Tourist Attractions of Lisbon. Here is 10 attractions that you should not miss when visiting the Portuguese capital. 1. Rossio Square. The Rossio Square is one of the historically most significant squares of the city. It is located in the Pombalene downtown neighborhood of Lisbon. The square has been in existence since the Middle Ages and has been witness to many celebrations and major events. There are a number of shops and cafes in the square that date back to the 18th century. 2. Santa Justa Elevator. The Santa Justa Elevator is one of the unique attractions of Lisbon. Completed in 1902, this elevator connects the lower streets of the Baixa neighborhood with the Como Square on elevated grounds. It is a major tourist attraction for being the only existing vertical lift in the city of this type. Once you reach the top, there are beautiful sweeping views of the Baixa neighborhood. 3. Alfama. Situated right on the waterfront on the bank of the River Tejo, Alfama has retained an old-world charm that will transport you back to the medieval days. Some parts of the district date back to the Moorish period. The magnificent St. George Castle forms the backdrop of Alfama. Take a walk along the historical narrow streets of the quarter to have a feel of the place. There are plenty of photo bars where you can enjoy a good helping of traditional Portuguese food and music. 4. Castelo de São Jorge. The St. George Castle is located on a hilltop in the Baixa neighborhood of Lisbon. It is the most notable historical landmark and one of the major tourist attractions of the city. The earliest fortification on the hilltop dates back to the 2nd century BC. The present structure was commissioned by the Moorish king Afonso Henriques in 1147. The castle was severely damaged in an earthquake in 1755 and was subsequently renovated to its present form. The palace complex has several Moorish foundations including the Alcova Palace. 5. Golbankian Museum. The Golbankian Museum is located in the Avenidas Novas neighborhood of Lisbon. It has a small but highly acclaimed display of artworks from the private collection of the former American oil magnate Calouste Golbankian. Iconic painters whose works are on display include Rembrandt, Monet, and Renoir. There is also a collection of Persian porcelain, Lalique jewelry, and Chinese jade. 6. Monument to the Discoveries. It is a monument that pays homage to the Age of Discoveries, a golden period in the history of Portugal. During that period, mighty Portuguese sailors traveled to the Far East, discovering many new lands. This 52-meter-high concrete monument depicts the form of a medieval ship with sails unfurled. It was inaugurated in 1960, which marked 500 years since the death of Prince Henry the Navigator, the pioneer behind Portugal's Age of Discoveries. Statues of several leading figures from Portuguese history are seen on that ship. There is an interesting display on the history of Portugal inside the monument. 7. Aguas Livres Aqueduct. The Aguas Livres Aqueduct, or the Aqueduct of Free Waters, is one of the most prominent historical monuments in the city. The huge aqueduct started operating in the mid-18th century and is considered to be one of the best examples of Portuguese engineering. The tallest arch of the aqueduct reaches a height of 65 meters. It was commissioned by King John V to address the drinking water shortage of the city. 8. Lisbon Oceanarium. It opened its doors to the public in 1998 and is the largest indoor aquarium in Europe. It has grown into one of the major tourist attractions of Lisbon, with nearly 1 million visitors every year. The Lisbon Oceanarium has nearly 16,000 marine animals belonging to 450 different species. 9. Geronimos Monastery. This magnificent grand structure was completed in 1601 after nearly 100 years of construction. This building remains as one of the finest examples of the Manueline style of architecture, which is richly ornate with depictions of maritime sculptural themes. The interior is very richly designed and is home to several royal tombs. The monastery premises also house the National Archaeological Museum and the Maritime Museum. The Geronimos Monastery is a UNESCO World Heritage Site along with the neighboring Torre de Bellum. 10. Torre de Bellum. Also known as the Tower of St. Vincent, This is one of the most iconic landmarks of Lisbon. This limestone fortified tower was completed in 1521 on an island in the river Tagus. It is listed as one of the 7 wonders of Portugal and is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is one of the most loved architectural symbols from the Age of Discovery of Portugal.